I bought my dream home in secret. A neighbor warned, strangers are inside. So I never thought I'd be the type of person to write something like this. Most of the time, when I scroll Reddit and see these long, creepy posts about my haunted house or unexplained things that happened to me, I roll my eyes and assume half of them are made up. But here I am, typing with the kind of adrenaline that makes your fingers shaky because something's happening in my life that I can't just laugh off anymore. To start from the beginning, I should explain how much this house meant to me. I've spent most of my adult life scraping by. Bad jobs, toxic coworkers, a family that loved drama more than love itself, and relationships that ended with me always being the one left behind. It felt like every time I tried to build something stable, someone or something knocked it out from under me. So when I finally got a decent promotion a few years ago, I made a choice. I'd live small, hustle harder, and save like my life depended on it. I didn't tell anyone what I was saving for. Not my family, not my coworkers, not even my closest friends. Because every time I've shared a goal in the past, it's like people worked overtime to either sabotage it or make me feel like I didn't deserve it. I wanted this to be mine. My secret, my safe space. Fast forward to a few months ago. After years of living cheap, skipping vacations, and doing side hustles that made me want to tear my hair out, I finally had enough. Enough for the down payment on a house. Not just any house, but my dream house. It wasn't flashy or modern or in some upscale neighborhood. No, this house was different. I found it through a small local real estate listing, almost like it was hidden. An old Victorian-style home tucked at the end of a quiet street. Faded pale blue siding, a wraparound porch, tall windows that looked like watchful eyes, and a roof with angles that gave it character. It had an overgrown garden, a squeaky iron gate, and trees that made it feel almost cut off from the rest of the world. The first time I stepped inside, I swear I felt something stir in me. Like the house itself breathed. The air smelled faintly of cedar and dust. The floors groaned under my weight and light filtered through stained glass windows in warm, broken colors. It wasn't perfect. Paint was peeling and it needed a lot of work, but that was part of the charm. It was mine. I didn't tell a soul I bought it. Not even my family. When the papers were signed and the keys were dropped into my hand, I drove straight there alone, parked in the cracked driveway, and sat for a long time just staring at it. This was it, my sanctuary. The first night was magical. I carried in a mattress, some blankets, and a bottle of cheap wine and sat cross-legged on the living room floor, watching the shadows dance on the tall walls as the sun set. I didn't even set up the TV. For once, silence felt good. I fell asleep, listening to the creaks of the house, the kind of background noise old wood makes when it settles. But by the second night, that silence started to feel different. It wasn't the creaks themselves. It was the way they seemed deliberate, like footsteps echoing 2 beats behind mine, like a faint tap against the window when I was sure no branches reached that far. At one point, I woke up in the middle of the night with the distinct sensation of being watched. You ever get that prickling feeling at the back of your neck? That instinct that something's behind you even when logic says you're alone? That was me at 2 a.m., lying rigid on my mattress, staring at the ceiling, too scared to roll over. By morning, I laughed it off. New house, old wood, unfamiliar sounds. My brain was just making monsters out of shadows. But it kept happening. The flickering lights, the door to the back porch swinging open when I was sure I'd locked it. A faint dragging noise in the hallway that stopped whenever I turned to listen. Small things, easy to dismiss individually, but when they stack up, it's like a weight on your chest. Still, I told myself this was normal. Every old house has quirks. It wasn't until a week later that I met her. It was late. Full story link below.